Mm-hmm.
So Michigan, Ohio State tomorrow, the game. Oh, my God. I can't wait. You can't wait. We've been thinking about it and talking about it with all that's going on. I ask you, John Jansen, 2 questions. Number one, now that it's tomorrow, who wins? Number 2, who has more to lose, Ryan Day or Jim Harbaugh? Because if Ryan Day loses, that means he just doesn't lose the game. He loses to Sharon Moore. He doesn't even lose to Jim Harbaugh. That's 3 in a row, and all the thoughts of cheating doesn't matter because he lost the football game. Now, if Jim Harbaugh loses the game, then I don't care who you are or how close the game is. Everybody's just going to yell cheaters at the Wolverines and say, see, you were 2-4. You needed Connor Stallions. You needed to develop a cheating scheme to beat Ohio State to begin with. And even if it's not true, that's what people are going to say.
Okay.
So who has more to lose?
So first off, I'll answer the first part of that question. Seems to be the easier part. I do believe Michigan will win.
Ooh.
I know there's breaking news. We have a breaking news sounder.
You think Michigan's going to win?
Yes.
Well, what? That is breaking news. Come on. I'm going to tweet that out. Breaking John
news.
Jansen is picking Michigan to win.
Yeah. But in terms of who has more to lose in this game,
Yes.
Ryan Day or Jim Harbaugh.
Correct.
So let's go back to the start of this scandal and play it out throughout it. What has happened for Jim Harbaugh in regards to the Michigan faithful, the fan base? Have they circled the wagons? Right or wrong, that's not the question. Have they circled the wagons?
The Michigan fan base?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it, although I kind of feel they've backed off a little bit when Michigan didn't want to go to court.
Right.
Could not go to court, but whatever the case is.
Yeah, whether it was the president of the university, the athletic director, and they're kind of in that corner
Sure.
where they've got to defend their coach.
Yeah, Santa enjoys Jim.
Right, but you look, and I know you love to go to social media.
I do.
It is, and when Jim Harbaugh said it's Michigan versus everybody.
America's team, yes.
Well, I'm just going to go with Michigan versus everybody. In that locker room, in the Michigan fan base, that's true. All right, so they've got Jim Harbaugh's back, knowing that he's gone down to Columbus last year.
Yes.
And then 2 years ago, he changed the narrative on this game. Now, outside of the Michigan fan base, they're going to say all the things that you talked about. All right, but who is it that will rally to keep Jim Harbaugh's job? The Michigan fan base. You know?
Right, and the
for
players
the most
love
part,
him too.
and the players love him.
Yeah.
If Ryan Day loses this game, you can put aside the fact that he's been to the college football playoffs twice. He's actually won a college football playoff game. He beat Jim Harbaugh back in 2019, but he's lost 2 in a row. If he loses this one, what do you think their fan base is going to be talking about?
That he lost to Sharon Moore. Like, you had
Go
everything,
to,
yes.
Yeah.
You had
go
everything,
to Texas A&M.
absolutely.
Go, you need to be gone. Even though he's beaten everybody, he was a end of the game field goal away from playing for a national championship
Correct.
last
Beating
year
Georgia.
after losing to Michigan.
And nobody cares. No, and I agree with you.
Right. So who has more to lose? Ryan Day has more to lose.
See, I think Jim isn't going to be around next year. Now, you probably know a hell of a lot more than I do, but you hear about possible suspensions. You wonder about going back to the NFL. If Jim leaves and he loses this game, let's say he's back in the NFL. Big whoop. Nobody cares. Nobody's talking about it. You move on. Ryan Day, if he sticks around in Columbus, which I assume he will, like, Ryan Day is already a shell of himself. Like, think about it. Ryan Day, despite like dyeing his beard now, is not the same guy that beat Jim Harbaugh back in 19. This is a guy calling out an 82-year-old after beating Notre Dame.
Proclaiming his toughness.
Where's Lou Holtz right now? Exactly. Like, he's not the same guy. He really isn't. So he's had everything fall his way, right? Like, Jim Harbaugh got suspended. You know, everybody believes that Michigan cheated to beat the Buckeyes. If he loses this game, it's simply that the Buckeyes weren't good enough on his watch. After Urban kicked Jim's ass 5 straight years, Ryan Day did the unthinkable and let it slip, right? So I do agree. I think it's Ryan that has a crap more to lose than Jim.
And here's the other thing is when you look at history and in college football, I've said this, and I said this last week when Michigan was going for 1,000. Nobody outside of Michigan cares about the 1,000.
Yeah, I don't care.
But history does matter more in college football than really any other aspect of sport. The Ohio State fan base are terrified that they have the next John Cooper, a guy that can recruit better than anybody, has NFL talent year in, year out, is more talented a roster than anybody else, but can't find a way to win Big Ten championships or ultimately national championships, but more importantly, can't beat Michigan, no matter who the coach is.
248-539-9797. I wanted to add that to the mix. The show's almost over. We got an excited Doug Karsh coming up because he's got a shortened show himself. But I want to know who has more to lose tomorrow, and give us your predictions.
Hey,
how does this thing play out?
Who's shortening that show? Who comes on at 12:45?
Who?
No,
Crap, it's me.
No, it's the Red Wings, yes. But
come on!
More Jeff Rieger.
Oh, my, nobody wants to hear that. Yes, Wings and Bruins.
Yes.
Yeah, 12:45. Listen, I love the Wings, I do. But there's so much other things that I'm so into right now.
Yeah.
And the Wings have a big game. It's against the Bruins. But, thanks for reminding me.
Did they beat them last time?
They did. They
gave them their first loss.
And their only loss in regulation.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Yeah. Still
standing
does nothing
tall
for me. 248-539-9797. Yeah, let's get some Michigan-Ohio State chatter in the mix. Breaking news. I've already tweeted it. John Jansen believes Michigan's going to win tomorrow. Okay? I never thought I'd see the day. Never.
Yeah.